Welcome. I'm Judge Patrice Ball-Reed, and this is the Women's Bar Association of Illinois cable show. In this segment, we're going to be speaking with Quinton Aaron. He is a well-known actor, and he's also started a anti-bullying foundation. We're going to talk about that as well this evening. It's also International Women's Day, so happy celebrations. And my co-host this evening is Judge Jessica Wrong O'Brien. She is the current president of the Women's Bar Association, and she is going to start the discussion with Quinton. Jessica?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome, Quinton, for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Well, why don't we tell the guests about you? Give us a background of where you come from, your family, your hobbies, and how you got into acting.
Well, first and foremost, I'm born and raised in the Bronx, New York. At a young age, I knew I wanted to be into entertainment. You know, I was quite the character at home growing up. I loved music and I loved movies. I used to always try to pretend I was certain characters that I liked in movies that I watched. Like, I had this phase where I wanted to be Michelangelo, the orange.
The painter?
Yeah, exactly. No, not the painter, the Ninja Turtle.
Oh.
The Ninja Turtle, yeah. They got the same name, so it's all good. But yeah, and then, you know, that phase didn't work out so much because I wasn't a turtle, and you know, so. But yeah, and then I went into my Batman stuff, and I used to run around the house with my mom's stockings tied around my face, and you know, a little bathroom towel and my little tighty whities. But luckily, there's no pictures of those. There's no pictures. But yeah, no, I loved it. You know, growing up, my mother saw that I was quite the character, and you know, she supported me in wanting to do what I wanted to do. She was a huge supporter, and the reason for me being who I am today is I owe it all to her and God. You know, because it's. I mean, I understand the struggle of what we went through, the sacrifices that were made, and, you know, those are some of the things that I value most about my upbringing and what I've been through to get to where I am, and, yeah.
Well, you talk a lot about your mother, which, of course, as a women's bar president, I'm happy to hear, but what about your dad? Was your dad around?
My dad actually wasn't in the picture. I don't know him.
Okay. So, did you have any siblings?
I do. I have a younger brother, Jared Aaron. He's currently living in Philadelphia with some family.
So you were the oldest,
Yes.
is that right? Okay. So, talking about inspiration, was your mom your inspiration then?
Yes,
Okay.
she was. My mother, very great woman. She's a tourist. She was a tourist. She was the type of woman that
My
can
mom too.
literally walk in a room full of strangers, and within 5 minutes, everyone is drawn to her. And she just had that go-get-'em mentality, that happy, you know, personality that you just wanted to be around her. And I like to think that I, you know, kind of took some of that from her, you know, and definitely a lot of her creative side. She had this imagination. She was a writer, you know, and
she wrote a book.
Yeah, she did. She did actually. She wrote a book called "Leave Me Alone," which is a
She wasn't
compilation.
referring to you.
No, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she was. No, it's because when she would always write, my brother and I would mess with her sometimes, and boy, leave me alone. Leave. You know what? I'm gonna name my book after y'all, and so that's how she came up with it. But it's basically a compilation of 4 short stories that touch on different genres, and you know, kind of leaves you wanting more and everything. And it's pretty cool. My mother was that type of woman that spoke her mind. She believed in turning dreams into realities, and you know, as far as mine, she got me the audition for The Blind Side. So
That's great.
you know, so the reason.
That's beautiful.
So you were talking about your acting. Did you actually get any formal training to become an actor?
For the most part, the training that I got was taking drama classes in high school, and after I graduated, I joined a theater program in the Bronx called Teens in Motions, and We actually did several stage plays with them, and then not long after that, got involved in some student films at NYU and Columbia University, and then one of my first films I did actually was a movie called Be Kind Rewind, directed by Michel Gondry, and
What was it about?
it was a pretty cool movie. We shot out in Passaic, New Jersey. It starred Jack Black and Mos Def, and we it was a movie about Danny Glover, who was the owner of this really old video rental store, and Jack Black and Mos Def were friends, and Mos Def ran the video store for Danny, and Jack Black owned like this what do you say, a junkyard. It was like behind this power plant, and he kind of like thought that the power plant was demagnetizing people's brain waves and stuff, so he was crazy. And so anyway, he got electrocuted, and it somehow demagnetized him, so he went to the video store and started touching all the tapes and erased everything.
Oh,
So
okay.
they had to literally recreate every movie in the store with the old video camera, them two acting out the characters. So it was funny. It was like a cool little family movie.
And what was your part in the movie?
I was one of the troublemakers in the movie.
I can't
It was
imagine.
like a gang of us, and yeah, he came into the film halfway through, and then kind of just like stuck around.
Well, being raised by a single mom, that must have been really difficult growing up.
Not really, because it's my mother. She seemed like a woman that can do it all. You know, she was a superwoman, literally.
Women can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like she never really left me or my brother wanting our fathers around. And for the most part, when we were younger, my brother's father was in the picture for a little bit. And not going to go into too much detail, but he's not in the picture anymore. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so my mother really kind of did, you know, it all by herself, and, you know, for the better. You know, I never really longed for my father or getting to know him or even wanting to, you know, reach out. So.
Okay.
What about school? Was that difficult, or how was your
School
school
was
experience?
difficult because I was bullied a lot in elementary, mainly. You know, I didn't have an older brother to look up to. I was the older brother, so that was the difficult part. But it got easier. My mother did play a big part in that.
Okay, that's excellent. That we're going to take a break, and so when we return, we're going to talk about your anti-bullying foundation.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, great.
Cool. Hi, this is Quinton Aaron of the Quinton Aaron Foundation. If you're someone that's being bullied or dealing with issues that seem a little heavy and you don't know how to deal with it, or someone is making you feel not wanted or not appreciated, go to my website at www.quintonaaron.org and reach out to me. I do respond back. I'm here to help. I want to help you go through what I've been through. You know the story. You've seen what I've been through. Let me know how I can help you.
Welcome back. We've been talking to Quinton Aaron, and at this point in time, we're going to talk about his anti-bullying foundation. Jessica's going to start out by giving some statistics about bullying, and then she's going to start the questioning.
Well, Quinton, bullying is a very serious matter. And here in Chicago, the mayor takes it very seriously. And as a matter of fact, if you go to the City of Chicago's website, there are a lot of statistics that are indicated there, including that 160,000 kids every year miss school because they are trying to avoid the bulliers.
Yeah.
I'm calling them bulliers. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the bullying experience that you had growing up?
For me, it was mainly when I was in elementary school. I was a lot smaller, believe it or not, because people, you know, see me nowadays, they say, "Oh, you were bullied?" For real? I'm like, yeah, I wasn't always 6'8". And, you know, I was still tall, but I was like skinny, lanky, had like a big forehead, crooked teeth, the same ones I got now. I kept them. And, you know, I used to wear these real thick glasses. You know, I think the kids nowadays call them nerds. And they're cool to wear, but they weren't cool when I was in school. So, you know, I was a target to being picked on. And I used to get chased home from school. I used to get beat up. There was a lot That was mainly in elementary. I hit a growth spurt somewhere in middle school, from middle school to high school, kind of like sprung up to be the biggest kid in school, and was no longer a victim of physical bullying, but then it was still the verbal this and that, but it never really got to me. People's words, I never really let affect me.
It never penetrated your soul. Thank goodness.
Exactly.
So what prompted you to start the foundation?
A couple years back, like almost 4 exactly, time flies. I was doing an event down in Florida, in Tampa actually, and I met David Tyler, who's my executive director, and at the time he was working for the Danny Glover Foundation. He was actually running Danny Glover's foundation, and he had approached me and asked me had I ever thought of starting my own, and until then I haven't. And I mean, I wouldn't have known how to get it started or even do anything with it. So I told him no, and he said, well, would you want to? I can help you start it. And I was like, yeah, cool. And then, so from there, it was like, well, what would it be about if you had a foundation? The first thing that popped in my mind was bullying, mainly because of what I went through as a child and experienced it firsthand. And secondly, because after doing the movie, I was able to realize that I was given a platform where I can reach out to kids. And the movie had a lot of, issues in it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. After doing The Blind Side, there had a lot of issues in it that kind of related to children, and I was able to speak to children about my process of getting to that point where I can play that character and where I came from, and what I would find is that kids would reach out to me and constantly ask me, was I ever bullied, and how would I deal with it? How would I deal with, not being liked or feeling wanted and stuff? And it was something that really bothered me, because nowadays when I started to look into it, it's like you see bully has evolved over the years, if you will. It's like now, it wasn't as serious when I was in school as it is today. It's like kids are killing themselves, or hurting others because of the fact that, kids don't know how to stop playing, stop joking, stop, beating up on each other, stop tearing people down mentally and physically. And, even over social media, it's become more of an epidemic, and it's crazy. And I feel like not enough people are really trying to do anything or make a big enough stand to bring this village together. That the same village that's going to take to raise kids has to get together to help stop these kids from being picked on. And one of my main goals with my foundation is to make sure that we get enough people involved to be able to try and make that happen. Do I think we're going to end bullying fully? No. I don't think that's ever going to be possible. People are going to be who they're going to be. But if we can affect, enough people's hearts to get them to see that this is what needs to be done, to get them to pay attention to these kids more, and kind of make that step towards trying to better the lives of our young ones, then, that's what I want to do.
And that's really a good thing, because kids form they strengthen their confidence when they're younger, and when they're bullied. And you were lucky that you have a very strong mom who was able to protect you in some way. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of kids who don't have their parents around, and so I think what your foundation is doing is a great thing. Now, you had mentioned earlier that your mom played a big role in overcoming or making things better for you in terms of kids bullying you while you were in school. What did she do exactly?
Yeah, she, for the most part, at first I didn't want to tell her, because I know my mom was crazy. Like I said, she's notorious. Right. Almost 5'10", 250. We call her Big Mama. I ain't really trying to get her riled up. But when she found out that I was getting bullied and picked on, and first I got in trouble because I didn't tell her at first. And then, she started making like random visits to my school and just walking in on the class. And, And she had that kind of personality that she walk into class, everybody act like that was their mama that walked in.
That's good.
Your feet on the desk, you all chilling, you jump down to start. 2 + 2 was 4. She walk in like she the principal or run the joint. And kids started straightening up. So, you know, and that helped a lot because, you know, they really loved her. They loved my mother, and they kind of saw to her as an authority figure. So when she came through, they showed her the respect of, you know, being on their best behaviors, and that kind of made it easier for me as far as stopping some of the bullying that was going on.
Okay. So what's your website address so we can get it out there for people so they can make contact and find out what your programming is about?
Yeah, it's quintonaaron.org. I named it after myself, like the foundation. Mainly because I wanted people to know my name, but also
No, Michael Orr.
All right.
Yeah, I know, right?
And Michelangelo? Okay.
Exactly.
Well, and can you spell it out for us?
Yes, QUINTONAARON.org. And yeah, you can find us on there. You can click it and read about what we're doing, what we got coming up. If you want to donate, hey, there's a link on there to do that too. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of great things in store. We're really starting to pick up. We just did some cool things here in Illinois. Want to come back and do some more in the future. And yeah,
Well, you're visiting 2 high schools here, right?
definitely,
Okay,
yeah.
that's exciting.
That's
Very
great. But in
good.
addition to your anti-bullying foundation, you're also doing a lot of humanitarian work, including, this is where I met
Oh, at
Quinton,
the
was
Olympics.
at the
Okay.
polar,
Olympics, okay.
no, polar plunge.
Polar
Oh,
plunge,
okay,
yeah.
that's the thing.
He actually
That I
plunged.
don't plunge. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break now. You can tell us some more about that after our break, and we'll find out what you're going to do in the future.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi, this is Quinton Aaron of the Quinton Aaron Foundation. If you're someone that's being bullied or dealing with issues that seem a little heavy and you don't know how to deal with it, or someone is making you feel not wanted or not appreciated, go to my website at www.quintonaaron.org and reach out to me. I do respond back. I'm here to help. I want to help you go through what I've been through. You know the story. You've seen what I've been through. Let me know how I can help you.
Welcome back. Before we left, we were talking about the polar plunge. I do not do that, but Quinton came here to Chicago and did that and talked about his foundation. And we're going to find out more about the foundation and his advice to young people in terms of trying to deal with the bullying situations, and more about his foundation in terms of how you can help in supporting them and helping them to do great things. So Jessica, more questions.
Well, Quinton, like I said, the Women's Bar Association of Illinois obviously comprised of many moms, and fortunately you were protected by your mother, who was very strong, who raised you by herself and stopped all the madness from, you know, getting escalated as far as bullying you growing up. So would love to get your thoughts of how our members of the Women's Bar can look for signs when their kids are being bullied and what they can do and what advice.
Well, it's good.
You think of this?
My mother, she had this uncanny ability to know when something was wrong, even no matter how you tried to hide it. And she used to threaten us to tell her, like, you tell me what's wrong, I'm gonna beat you. Tell me. And like, nothing's wrong, Ma. You tell me, the bells start coming out. Yes. So I was being bullied, and he started coming out, and Johnny picked on me, and just, you know. But she was always like, in the know. She wanted to be in the know with me and my brother, and there was no secrets. We built that no secret relationship, so it was like. There was nothing I couldn't go to my mom and tell her, and vice versa. She would, that's just how we were. And she was very involved in my school. And, when I, presented to her the fact that I was being bullied to the extent that I was, she started coming to the school randomly, like making visits, popping in, like I said, and, talking to the principals, telling them, like, for some of these kids that didn't want to listen, like calling the kids' parents down to the school and having that conference in the principal's office. So my mom, the principal, the parents of the kids that's bothering me and the kid. and we're all in the principal office sitting around the table discussing what's need to happen going forth. And that's how she was, and that's how, I encourage a lot of, parents to be, because the fact of the matter is, a lot of times these kids that you're dealing with today are so aggressively, determined to make kids' lives a living hell that these kids don't want to say anything. And they have these no snitch laws, or these, tattletales. Like, call me a tattletale if you want. You do something to me, I'm telling. Okay. Because the more I tell on somebody and the more I get them in trouble, they're going to eventually stop messing with me. You know what I mean? And that's what I encourage kids to do. It's like, you not telling because of the fact that you don't want to be called a snitch, or you don't want to be called a tattletale, it only benefits the person that's doing what they're doing to you. And then you have to keep going through this suffering. You step on my shoes, I'm telling.
Right. So for our members, really, what you're saying is that open communication with their kids.
Yes, definitely.
And then the second thing is be involved in your kids' lives, especially their school environment.
Definitely.
And when an issue comes up, that their kids tell them that to be proactive in addressing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking to the principal and calling the parents who are involved.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes that route, because not saying that with everyone it will go that route. I'm just saying it should be an open line of communication at all times. Whether it's between the teacher and his parents, or the teacher and whoever his caretakers is, or her caretakers are, or the teacher and the student. Sorry, the student and the parents, or the student and the caretakers, or the student and the coach. Or there's hundreds of adults around these kids every single day to, look out for them and to help educate them. They can also go to them for advice, whether it's the guidance counselor, the lunch person. There's always an adult around that you can talk to. And what we want to encourage these kids to do is to go to them, to talk to them. If you don't have a mom at home you can talk to your dad, or your uncle, or your older sister, or older brother, or your cousin, or somebody that's at the school. That there's always someone around that's going to help you. But if you don't say anything, you can't be helped.
Now, you're in Chicago for a period of time. What are you doing while you're here?
We recently, David and myself, we just recently spoke at a couple schools out in Marengo, Illinois, which is a little west.
Right.
West of here?
Yeah, past President State Bar
exactly.
Association.
Trying to remember where the, I don't see a map right now, but a little west of here, And we spoke at a couple middle schools out there, did a bowling event. I like to bowl. It's kind of my thing.
So they invited you, or you just decided to hang out in Illinois?
No, we actually, one of our directors, our senior directors, Ellen Brunchen, who is over the kind of like the Illinois
Connection that you have.
connection, yes, as far as setting stuff up for our foundation, put everything together. So we came out here and just, had a fun time with the kids and spoke at the schools. They had me doing the DAP. Shout outs to Cam Newton. It was crazy. It was pretty fun. I love being in front of the kids and seeing their faces and getting to talk to them. And I'm very comical with it. Like, I like to keep them entertained, but also give them those, words of encouragement.
It's important. It's very important. I think one of the things that you do on your foundation is visiting high schools or grade schools where they've had a tragedy, and you want to be able to go visit those schools and give them an inspiration, help them to heal. I think that's one of the initiatives that you're trying to do. Correct?
Definitely, because it's very unfortunate that a kid is pushed to the point where he or she no longer feels like their life is worth living, but it happens, and that period of time is so devastating to all those that are left behind while that kid, did what they did, and if I can be that temporary distraction, or good distraction, temporary good distraction in that moment of sadness, then on behalf of my foundation, I would love to, do that. And that's part of the reasons why we, we want to not only instill hope into these kids, but to also be there and be a shoulder for people to lean on and cry on, and to kind of walk them through the storms. We all experience what we experience to help others, not to keep to ourselves. And I don't want to keep what I've learned to myself. Everything I've been through, all the struggles I've had to grow from, I felt like they were a part of defining who I am, but also giving me the tools to go forward and do what I can to help others.
So you're coming back in September for a town hall. You'll be here from the 14th to the 18th in my birthday month, so I'm excited about that. So what can we do going forward to help you and support your organization? And we truly do thank you for coming to speak to us.
Thank you. We'll definitely keep in touch with my executive director, David Tyler.
Thank you to David Tyler for allowing us to spend time with you.
Yeah, definitely.
It was great to meet both of you. Just so you know, I have the same birthday as David Tyler.
It's a Virgo thing. It works. But thank you so much, Quinton.
Thank you.
And this will be the end of our segment this time. We look forward to presenting more segments to the audience. Again, it's Judge Patrice Ball-Reed and my co-host, Judge Jessica O'Brien, President of the Women's Bar Association. Have a great evening.
Hi, this is Quinton Aaron of the Quinton Aaron Foundation. If you're someone that's being bullied or dealing with issues that seem a little heavy and you don't know how to deal with it, or someone is making you feel not wanted or not appreciated, go to my website at www.quintonaaron.org and reach out to me. I do respond back. I'm here to help. I want to help you go through what I've been through. You've known the story. You've seen what I've been through. Let me know how I can help you.